uh, oh yeah, good old Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London. I've seen the werewolves, man. They're scary over there. Scary, scary werewolves. Well, welcome to the McBasketcast. First ever episode. Decided I was going to get into the podcasting game after both JTN, the Fake Racers podcast, formerly on JTN2, now on Track and Turf, and the Kona 2 podcast. They haven't let me come on yet, so I said, damn it, today's the day I'm getting in the podcast game. So, yeah, that'll just about do it for the intro there. Yeah, welcome to the McBasketcast. I guess that's the, if I change it by the time I get this video published, or this audio, whatever it is, then you'll definitely know if I stuck with that name or not. I got to figure out a logo first. But hey, listen, it's a Friday afternoon. I'm here. It's a sunny sky down here in South Georgia, and I just got off of work. Been pretty rough. Working with hydraulics today on a dump truck. It's funny, Georgia Forestry Commission, but they have me working on a dump truck. Yeah, but let's get into it. I guess I'll just start off by saying what this podcast is going to be about. It's, going to try and make it an NR focused podcast, but on this episode, I don't even know where I'm going to be going. This podcast might be like a wet fart. I mean, there's just going to be shit everywhere. But hey, good Friday afternoon. Pour you up a whiskey or something like that. Lord knows I'm going to. Or actually, I do have one right now. Can't beat that sweet combination, Coke and whiskey. So yeah, I'll just get started by, introducing myself. Well, in the NR community, you may know me as Crangus McBasketball, but other places, you know me as Tristan. And I'm an NR 2003 driver, sometimes, allegedly. And I've been racing the game for about 3 years now. And I started early 2021, and I found a league to run, and ever since then I've been in plenty of other leagues, and I've had plenty of laughs, plenty of bad moments too. We'll get into all the wins and losses as I go through my career. I guess I can use that time up in this episode, but I want to go ahead and start off on a segment that I came up with called Just Last Week. It's about things that have just happened last week. So, on Tuesday, I ran the Maverick race at Atlanta 2022. If you caught that on JTN, you know how much of an absolute cluster that was. But what you didn't see at home, the viewer, the absolute odyssey that I went through. It started inside the top 10, somewhere in there. I can't remember if it was 6th or 8th or something like that. But ended up getting caught in a crash because ABS was on, ended up just accidentally plowing into it through no fault of my own. I had the brakes on the entire time. It was the ABS that let me plow into the wreck. So we're going to chalk that one up to NR 2003 and not my severe lack of talent. Good Lord. My nose is stuffy. I don't know why it is. It's just, you'd think that would happen in, springtime or fall time whenever allergies are really big. But no, it's happening in middle of May. Just not used to this air, I guess. But where was I? Oh, yeah. Got caught in that first wreck, plowing into it. Then got caught in, then drove back up to the lead until I had to pit for fuel. Made the fuel stop. Then, as I'm working my way back up through the pack, get caught up in a wreck and end up on my side because the car slid up into my car, pinned me against the wall, flipped it on its side, and I proceeded to slide down the front stretch on my roof. Yeah, very fun time. So I'm thinking, my race is done. It's over. I'm cooked. But they it didn't take too long for them to fix it. And so I get back out there, and the car's just fine, like it never even had any damage. And then at some point I fell out. Well, actually, first after my pit stop to repair the damage, fell a lap down. Was able to get the lucky dog, get on the lead lap, get up somewhere near the top 10. I can't even remember exactly, and then fell out again, or fell out once. I only fell out one time. I'm trying to get my words straight. It's not going well. Just trying to do this all in one take. It's a task. But yep, fell out, fell another lap down, or fell a lap down. Got the lucky dog back, drove back almost like within the top 10. I was in the top 10 the closing laps. I was with the lead pack. I had a shot to win it, and they reckon turns 3 and 4 within like 2 laps to go. That was unfortunate. That one stung because it like if you watch the broadcast, Joe Toyansky said that this isn't a sprint race, it's more like a marathon. Well, it was more than a marathon to me. It was not even a triathlon. It was one of those 100-mile death races through the desert that you'd see, like David Goggins do. It was an incredibly tough race, one of the toughest ones that I've been in, that I actually stuck through to the end with. Get another sip of that. Get another sip of that drink. Man. But yeah, what we're gonna do. So that happened, and I actually this afternoon I just got back from Walmart. I found a bag of the Doritos Fiery Mystery flavor because I wanted to know what it was, and it's oddly sweet. Oddly sweet. Really not all that spicy. Surprisingly, like it didn't have much spice at all. So I'm trying to figure it out. It has to do something with caramel because it was sweet, had a bit of a caramel taste to it, that sweetness like that. That was interesting, very interesting. But yep, first week at my new internship, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, about an hour and a half from my family and friends, and it's just me in this building, staying here. So I guess this podcast is kind of something for me to do, keep my mind off of all of that. Um, I hope to keep doing this every week, and look, hopefully next week I can get a guest on. Um, if you want to be a guest on my podcast, either put it in the comments of this video, or you can hit me up on Discord if you know who I am on Discord. If you're in any of the communities and you can find me, send me a message on Discord, and I'll see if I can get you on. There's a list of a few select people that I definitely want to have on the podcast first. Number 1, Jerry Cook. I want you on my podcast. Please come on the McBasketcast. I would love to have you as a guest and talk about your racing career. Speaking of racing careers, I guess we could just go down the list and look at mine. So, started out February 2021, downloaded it whenever the 500 was rain delayed. And the next week I was having fun with it, whatever, and then I found a league, Mondays of Thunder, that ran trucks because that's what I really wanted to do. If I was going to run in a league, I wanted to run trucks. So was able to sign up, get in with them, and I had a lot of fun. I'm still racing with those guys to this day, still in the truck series. Have yet to win a championship, but one of these days, gonna make it happen. Yeah, plenty of good times with them. I consider those guys like really good friends. Really like them. Great guys. You should go check them out. As long as I don't forget, I'll post the link to their website in the description so you can sign up and hopefully join them over during Sundays and Mondays. I know Score runs Sundays, but if you got Mondays free, go and run on Mondays with them when we're not in the off season. This summer we usually take summers off and the winters off. But fall and spring, we're definitely running every single week. From there, I moved on and found another league. If anybody remembers NODL with freaking Jack Curry running that, who would rig the races in his favor every single time because he was the league owner, ran every single day. And I would try and show up to just about every single race every single day, but it was hard to keep up with, and just not a good league. The league's gone now for a good reason. Yeah, but I was one of the best in there. Got a lot of online wins in that league because I just Mickeyed my way in there. It was a very Mickey Mouse league because you'd maybe have 6 cars show up. And one time I won a truck race at Bristol because nobody else finished. I kid you not, nobody else finished this race. That is my Mickiest win ever. But yeah, we'll move on. Found a couple other leagues, Gnarl, cars. I found cars, and that's where I really started enjoying NR, was when I joined cars. Because I showed up, and it was chill. Very funny voice chat, hilarious. That's where the career really started to gain traction, was in cars. Immediately show up, hadn't run a single race in that league, and still consider good friend of mine in the NR community, even though he's gotten out of it. William Kelly was the one who signed me on to TK Motorsports to run in the trucks for him, and that was really cool because I had somebody who actually had faith in me and saw something in me. So I owe a lot to William for giving me that ride in there. We got a win at Talladega that first season in the Cars Truck Series. That was really cool. The broadcast is probably long gone by now. I'm gonna have to check back in my liked videos to find it. Like, I would have to dig very deep to find this broadcast where it happened, but it was a very fun race. Felt amazing to win live on a broadcast. And that's when then the team shut down later that truck season because just all the drivers had either gotten fired or left except for me. And me and William came to like kind of an agreement saying like, hey, maybe shut the team down. And so for the last couple races that season, I just ran in my own truck. It was a really cool truck. It was a number 10 Johnny Benson scheme. That was I liked Johnny Benson back then. That number 10 Valvoline car, awesome. But season two, I was leading the points. I was maybe 4 races into the season, leading the points. I had won 2 races in the Cars Pro Series that season, and I'll tell you exactly why. This is where things start to go downhill. Those 2 races in the Cars Pro Series that I won, I was using an EXE. All right, listen, it was over 2 years ago. I did it. Not proud of it. A lot of people did not like me in that community. Took a while. Just had to live as an outcast for a while, but was eventually brought back into good graces. And was able to run in cars again and run in NRLDS and EPRS again. Here's a side tangent. Now this was probably one of the coolest wins ever in my career. I show up to EPRS in the server. It's the night of tryouts. And I load in. Oh God, I dropped something. Load in, get in the server. It's Cup 98. Really cool mod. Love Cup 98. Very nice mod. Cup 98. Oh gosh, this is not how I talk normally. I have got to relax, man. Gather my nerves here. How about an interlude? We'll have a nice interlude. Let's see. What do we want to listen to for the interlude? Oh man, Wi-Fi. I'm gonna gather myself. Y'all listen to this song.
There's a donkey in my bed, a dead hooker in my shed. There's a jet ski in the pool, so much blood inside my stool. A burnt cross out in my yard, a dead fetus in a jar. Why's my date look like a dude? Why's my mugshot on the news? Black guy in my bed, and I'm pretty sure he's nude. Oh yeah, my shirt says right, but I'm pretty sure we're screwed. Jesus Christ. Wild turkey nights. Yeah, I smoked a couple rocks. I jacked off with icy hot. Think I fingered carrot top. Wild turkey nights. Grew up in a railroad car. Then I tapped out a retard. Made my grandma take the charge. Wild turkey nights. Beat my wife with a crowbar. Put angel dust in my cigar. Shit my pants at the Kmart. Wild turkey nights. Gave roadhead to Tim and
Wild turkey nights, man. Had a few of them. Had a few of those wild turkey nights. Just wake up, have to remember who you are. Good. It's say good times, but it's not a good time. Yeah, that's a whole gap in your memory you're missing. That's not good. Not good. Not good to black out. Don't do that. But yeah. NRLDS, EPRS come in. Find a just in-game number 30 Johnny Benson car. Go into tryouts. Tryout race, I believe it was Kansas, I want to say. And we're going to fast forward to late in the race. I am in second. It's like 5 laps to go. I'm in second. Got maybe half to 3/4 of a second back on Ashton Champion, who was the villain at the time. Nobody wanted to see this guy win. If you know who Ashton Champion is, then you will understand what I'm talking about. So, I decided I'm going to drive this bitch like I stole it. So, and I ran him down. And everybody is cheering me on, watching me run this guy down. And I beat him on the last corner. People went crazy. People went fucking nuts over this. Because it's this guy that joins the server, makes his name Crangus McBasketball, and just goes out and beats Ashton Champion. Just conquers the villain right then and there. In Dragon Ball Z, if you are a fan of Dragon Ball Z, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. When Frieza and his dad, King Cold, show up to Earth, and all of a sudden, Trunks appears out of nowhere, goes Super Saiyan, defeats Frieza and King Cold just like that. Just out of nowhere. Nobody knows who this guy is, and he just conquered the biggest villains in the entire series at that point. That was basically that moment. I mean, from my perspective. I'm sure there's people out there who would say otherwise, that it wasn't that big. But to me, it was. And I wanted to chase that high. And at that point, that's where prime time Crangus McBasketball really was. Where it was just everybody knew who I was after that. People that happen to know me, they'd be like, Crangus! It's Crangus McBasketball. That was really cool. I would guess that's what it must feel like to be Jerry Cook. Who better come on this podcast. Jerry. Anyways, so that happened. And I ended up using EXEs to get wins. In cars and in EPRS. It was a EXE that took about 500 pounds of weight out of the car whenever it was cup physics. I didn't do anything with the CTS physics or GNS physics or anything like that. But yep, cup physics, about 500 pounds lighter than all the other cars. And I eventually got busted. EPRS is what got me busted. After I'd won those 2 races in Cars Pro Series, beating Jerry Cook. Twice, actually. Beat him at Las Vegas and Iowa. That was, yeah. Yep, not proud of that. Don't ever cheat. Don't ever cheat in NR. If you actually feel the need to cheat in a 20-year-old racing game, then you need to reevaluate some of your life choices. I will say that. I will say that. So, got banned from a lot of leagues, or at least suspended for a long time. Did not race the rest of the Cars season. Got absolutely just completely banned from NRLDS and EPRS. Just gone out of the servers. Gnarl got banned from there. Well, not banned. They suspended me for the rest of the season as well. So yeah. Eventually found Melon Car Lights. And that is where I not personally, but met Tyler Mallon. If you're anybody in the NR 2003 community, you'll know who Tyler Mallon is. He says, "Hey, I know you did some bad stuff in, other leagues, but since you haven't done anything bad here, I'm going to give you a chance." And I owe that to him. That is noble as fuck of him. Really. That was really kind of him. So I struggle. I showed up in the middle of the season, and I just struggled because I had decided to turn stability control off to just get faster naturally. Oh yes, Darlington and Melon Car Lights was a throwback race. Had a really, really cool Ryan Newman throwback. It was beautiful. If I could ever find that again, I guess I can't show it on this one because it would take me forever to find. That's not good. So yeah, I guess you guys will never really see it. Just think of all-tail scheme on a NXS 20 Supra with number 30 on the side in the Penske font. Just put that in your head. So yeah, it ended up being kind of entertaining, even though I spun a lot. But the next season was so much fun, because Daytona in Melon Car Lights, it was awesome because I was in Melon Car Lights, which was a pretty big league at the time, even though Mr. Mallon said it himself that it was shit. I finished top 10 at Daytona. And I could have done better if I had not accidentally spun Natani Degenhardt after the caution came out, and then they retaliated against me. Killed the car, ended up falling back. Ended up finished the race 10th. But still, that's a top 10 in a 40-car field. Not bad. Not bad by... God, did you guys hear that voice crack? I'm not going to re-listen to this before I publish it. This is just... Whatever I'm saying is just going. Whatever I'm saying is going up there. But... Then moving forward in the season, Bristol. Bristol and Melon Car Lights was somehow the worst. Well, not the worst. Maverick Atlanta 2022 was somehow worse than Melon Car Lights Bristol, because at least Melon Car Lights Bristol was funny. It was funny. If you know what race I'm talking about, then you remember the meltdown from Alex Mullen. And if you were in the Melon Light server after that race when Franco Lopman got his license taken, then you then I'd say I think it was the week after Bristol. It had to be week after Bristol, or maybe 2 weeks. It was not far from. No, wait, no. It was actually a couple months after Bristol. Now that I rack my memory, uh, it was Melon Lights at Charlotte. If you ran Melon Lights at the time or knew anybody that was anybody in NR 2003, you know about this incident. Melon Lights Charlotte, 4 Loco. That's all that needs to be said right there. I get freaking restricted after that race. Which, honestly, I'm grown enough to admit it. A man must admit his mistakes when they happen. I made a mistake doing that. I made a mistake drinking a 4 Loco during the Melon Lights race. You know, if I could go back in time, I would not have done it again. Yeah, that was pretty stupid of me. That was probably the second major setback in our career after the whole cheating thing, because everybody just laughed at me after that one. And it's not fun being laughed at, even if it's in a 20-year-old race. I sure hope Audacity caught that audio. It started lagging. Oh God, 5-year-old PC? Question mark. Anyways, so that happened, and then after that, I just kind of hung around. Was really just started just kind of blew over that summer, and now I'm just kind of doing my own thing. I'm running whenever I want to. Probably my last real full-time effort in a major NR league was the IFAR Teo NRL series, but most people just call it Toenail series, where I was in the running for the regulars championship. There was the people that ran in the IFAR Premier League or IFAR Champions League, whatever it's called. I can't be fucking bothered to remember what it's called. They would run in the Toenail League, and so they would collect points from there. But there was also the regulars championship, which was people who weren't in the IFAR Premier League, who just ran the Toenail League, and I ended up coming second in season points, right behind. Shout out to Winty Wolf for winning that championship. Haven't seen them in a while, but congrats on them. It was a hard-fought season. A lot of some mistakes that I made really cost me that championship, and I mean, I'd say if I had not lagged at the first race of that season and only season, because they just nuked that entire series after the first season at Auto Club, if I had not lagged, I would have been great. I probably would have won that championship. Possibly. Allegedly. I could have been an NR champion. But that's that. I had some really cool cars in that series. I had the Newport 81. If you were there, you've seen the Newport 81. If I submitted that into the LE Productions 49 reacting to your paint schemes stream, which was really cool. NR drivers. Did that catch that? Did Audacity catch that? I was able to get a job, unlike most NR drivers. So that took up a lot of nights for me because they decided to put me on evening shift washing dishes at Chili's. So, all full-time efforts really got cut down right there. But, I mean, it's nice. It's more peaceful this way, really. Just now that the summer started and I've got this internship where I'm not working nights, I can basically run whatever league I want. But it's been nice not having to worry about a full-time effort anywhere. I like that. Really do. But enough about my career. We're going to go ahead and get into some NASCAR stuff, I guess. So, this weekend, it is All-Star Weekend at North Wilkesboro. Last season, first time they did it, snooze fest. Come on, NASCAR. I'm going to say what the people around the world are saying about the next gen car. It's not good at short tracks. It's not. It is not good. Please fix something. Higher horsepower. That's what we need. That's what we crave. It's fine on mile and a halves. The next gen is amazing on mile and a halves. I mean, look at Kansas. Look at Kansas. 1/1000th of a second. Closest finish ever in the Cup Series. You can't tell me that that's not a good driving car. On mile and a halves, we're getting close to back when it was the Gen 4 racing. But you know what was also a good racing car? Call me crazy. Call it controversial. The 2011-2012 car of tomorrow. That, though, I will say, in my personal opinion, those cars were really good looking. They may have looked like bricks, but they were good looking bricks. And they drove good. They drove good. The 2012 season was one of the best seasons in recent memory. It was amazing. Yes. But next gen car, great car on mile and a halves. Terrible on short tracks. NASCAR, we beg of you to fix something because I fear the All-Star race this season is going to be a snooze fest. So that's good. So, yep, you got trucks on Saturday, then All-Star race on Sunday at North Wilkesboro. I will be watching. And another thing that happened, make a second this past week part 2 for things I forgot in the first this past week. Lionel Racing is dropping some NASCAR throwback trucks. I will have to pull it up here, but I believe it is Layne Riggs, Nick Sanchez, and who is it? God, where's Twitter? Where is Twitter on this phone? Interlude. Let's go.
There's a Filipino whore, and she pissed right on my floor. There's a preacher in a dress, and he's shitting on my chest. Spent 2 hours in the jail, had to suck dick to get bail. Meet my first ex-wife with a big lead pipe, it's true. Oh yeah, got drunk with Mel.
Oh, there it was. I found it. It is the Thad Moffat throwback, the Nick Sanchez throwback, and the Layne Riggs throwback. For once in Lionel history, they're dropping Darlington throwback trucks. I will be pre-ordering one. Probably the Layne Riggs one, even though he keeps getting caught up in wrecks. More Rex. God, I want to root for Layne Riggs so bad in it. I cannot root for this man. I think Audacity just lagged again. God. This is tough. It's tough. It's a PC with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and we're at like minute 36 of this podcast. You know that this memory is working overtime. But yes, Layne Riggs. I was a massive Zane Smith fan when he was running in 22 and 23 because I love the 38 front row motorsports truck. It is awesome truck. We love it. We love it. Love all the Fords. I'm a massive Ford fan. Love Fords. Grew up in a Ford household. Have a Ford dad. We just love Ford. But God, it's so hard to root for Layne Riggs when he just keeps getting caught up in wrecks. And when he doesn't get caught up in a wreck, it's just a race that he sucks. It's just a race that he absolutely sucks in. This is not that. Come on, man. You're in championship winning equipment. Please just stop getting caught up in wrecks. Just it's stressful. Really is stressful being a Ford fan in 2024. Would see here. Let's do a would you rather. Put it down in the comment section when you watch this on YouTube. Would you rather stick your wiener in a bear trap or be a Ford fan in 2024? I know that Brad K has already won Darlington, but that's one win. That's one. Who knows if there's going to be any more this season? I'm about to lose it. What has Ford done? What kind of voodoo lady did they piss off to not be able to win races this far into the season? I'm about to lose it. I am about to tweak. But guess moral of the story is Layne Riggs, please start sake of me. Like my blood pressure's getting high just thinking about it. I mean, just I don't. If you ever see me in public, do not. Honey, where is my BC headache powder? Honey! Alright, since you was up, make me a sandwich. Cold world out here. But I guess I've said my piece. You know, thinking about buying a new diecast. I'll wait a couple weeks, see what Lionel. Because, see, the thing is, I don't like pre ordering diecasts. Don't like it because I will pre order it at a time when I have money, but knowing my luck, I will get charged for it and it will get produced and sent to me and it will go to my bank account and I'll be missing like $80 out of my bank account when I need money, when I'm a broke ass, when I'm a broke bitch. And then next thing you know, oh well, great. Not going to be able to eat for the next week, but at least I got a diecast. God. And that's why I don't like pre-ordering diecasts. I just wait until they're produced. Just wait until you can order them now. But that Layne Riggs, might have to bite the bullet on that one. Tell me in the comments below, should I pre-order the Layne Riggs diecast? Or should I order a different diecast? Please let me know down in the comments below. And I do believe I've said all I can say for this podcast this afternoon. Whiskey and Coke's about out, and I've run out of things to talk about, really. I guess I'll just do a shameless plug for my internship for the place that I'm working at for my internship. Shout out to Georgia Forestry Commission. We're the best in the Southeast at managing our forests. Georgia has the most trees produced, has the biggest timber in the Southeast out of all the southeastern states, and that's because Georgia Forestry Commission is the best. If you want to learn more about trees and other stuff, go to gatrees.org. That is GATREES.org. I'll include a link down in the description. Go there if you want to learn you something. And that's all I got from here. This has been Cranch's McBasketball on the McBasketcast, and I will see you next week. Outro music. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Like I said, this podcast is like a wet fart. You're going to have shit everywhere. Thank you.